TV news headlines.
Sri Lankans ready to leave the country.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa recently observed that young people who voted for the government are queuing up to obtain passports to travel abroad. It is a fact that Sri Lanka has a culture of emigration in which millions of Sri Lankans have left permanently or temporarily for employment over the past few decades. So the desire to go abroad is not new, but the desire to leave has grown. Data from the Sri Lanka Opinion Tracker Survey, SLOTS, of the Health Policy Institute shows that 27% of Sri Lankans would like to migrate if they have the opportunity, and that young and educated people are more likely to migrate. 1 in 4 immigrants plan to do so, or 1 in 16 Sri Lankans do so. The SLOTS survey is new and difficult to compare with previous years, but comparisons to previous surveys using the same question suggest that the number of Sri Lankans seeking immigration has doubled from 3 or 5 years ago. The removal of the global travel restrictions imposed in response to COVID-19 is considered a fair indicator of legal and undocumented potential immigration from Sri Lanka. Given the opportunity, men are more likely than women to immigrate, but groups that are more likely to immigrate are young people, ages 18-29, and university graduates, and about 1 in 2 prefer to immigrate. Opportunity, and those in the northern and eastern provinces, about 2 out of 5, would like to go abroad if given the opportunity. However, in translating the desire to migrate to real plans, it should be noted that better and more educated people are more likely to be prepared, pointing out that personal resources are also a key factor for Sri Lankans to migrate. When all the factors are taken into account, only a few have a significant independent influence on the desire to migrate. These include youth, men, higher education, living in the northern and eastern provinces and urban areas, and being better off economically. But among the adults who voted for the current government, the desire to go abroad was even more strongly influenced by graduate education and higher incomes, and frustrated voters are 3 times more likely than other voters. Anger with the government is driving former supporters to immigrate, but it is the best educated and better off voters who are pushing for immigration the most. Pessimism about the economy and dissatisfaction with the COVID-19 response seem to be the main drivers of dissatisfaction. Disappointed voters rate their household economic status differently than loyal voters, with 66% reporting that their household status is worse than that of 56% of loyal voters a year ago, 65%. However, frustrated voters are more optimistic about the economy, with 66% saying they expect the economy to worsen within a year. Voters are more dissatisfied with the government's COVID-19 response than pro-government voters. When asked how they rate the government's response, only 47% say it's good. In summary, responses from the Sri Lanka Opinion Tracker Survey confirm Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa's claim that Sri Lankans, especially young people, are trying to migrate, confirming that much of this is causing voters to disappoint the government. Many of these dissatisfactions are due to pessimism about economic prospects and dissatisfaction with the COVID-19 response. In particular, COVID-19 has been shown to be less potent in control than living with the virus. The only positive thing the government has here is that many frustrated voters may not seem to have shifted their support to other parties, but this is only a matter of time. However, from a national perspective, the increasing pressure on migration by the youth and the most educated and affluent in society will adversely affect the future economic and social prospects of the country along with the removal of global travel restrictions. SLOTS surveys a national sample of adults, ages 18 and over, who arrive by dialing random numbers on mobile numbers, and others come from a panel of national respondents recruited through random selection. Although the survey was funded by the Nilan Tirushelvam Trust and others, the sponsors played no role in designing the study and analyzing and interpreting the findings. The author is an executive director and member of the Institute of Health, Sri Lanka, and is also the principal investigator of the SLOTS program.